All right, we're back to continue on. We have there is no items from the separate agenda, so, and no notice of motions. So we'll jump right into announcements and inquiries. So we'll start with Councillor Roger.
I would like to thank everybody and for the municipality. You know, you drive through French River and it's one of the cleanest areas around. And that's all due to our public works and our parks. Basically, I'll call him a park officer for keeping our parks well looked after. And thank you very much for that.
Hey, Councillor Bob.
Thank you, Madam Chair, through you. And I agree with you wholeheartedly. I'd like to say thank you to our CAO for taking the time, Monsieur Gagnon, of organizing our little bond field trip. That was very eye-opening, very informative, and I'm more excited now than ever after that trip, and I'll just leave it at that. Merci, Matt. I'd like to tip my hat to our chief librarian, Chris Chaudon. I had a chance to drop in and chit chat with her, and she's all bubbly and excited about all her projects. She's planning for next summer. She's started to buy stuff on sale that she can use next summer and all that. She's very bubbly. She was recognized, and I don't know the proper term. She was recognized for a project she did with dyslexia. I'm going to leave that part of it to our mayor, which is that is our board, and I'd just like to tip my hat off to Chris. Last night was Halloween. Again, I'd like to tip my hat to all the residents that decorated. There was some houses that was unreal the way they were decorated here in Noelville. I had a chance to go through Alban about a week ago, and there was quite a few decorations there, and the people that take the time to spruce up and show some community involvement, it's nice to see. It's heartwarming. Curling has started. It's been going on for 2 weeks now. There's 16 teams of 4 people. When I used to go to school and without the calculator, that was 64 people. There's anywhere from 8 to 10 spares. That's 75 people from all walks of life, all corners of our municipality using the complex. I did have a complaint to our arena's foreman, though, or manager of Parks and Rec, that the ice wasn't too nice last Monday night. I lost my game. Well, that's your fault. Just one more thing. Next week is November 11th. And again, I tip my hat to Jacques Bouffard and his team for all the work they're going to put into celebrate our veterans. I know wherever I am, I'll be in the bush then, but at 3 o'clock, I don't know. I grew up with that. At 3 o'clock, I kind of take a moment and think about it, and I think we should all. So I tip my hat to Mark, and with that, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Bob. Councillor Will.
Just one thing to note, I noticed that the water levels on the French River are coming up. They're getting to a point that I always hate to see the part of my lawn that's missing now. But from my understanding, and maybe Dean can fill in a little more, that I believe the water levels are going to rise more than they are currently. We're expecting a weather system to come in, and it's uncertain. It's hard to predict, but they are forecasting more water coming in, and the inflows are currently higher than what they can't draw the lake down quick enough. So they are going to put that water into the French. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Mayor Pejot?
With regards to the library received a grant thanks to our library director to purchase books for dyslexic children and adults. I think it's a really good program because these are books that we would not be able to afford or would not get, but for the fact that our director went and sought some external funding. There's a section in the library that's dedicated to that area, and we're very appreciative of the grant that we received, and kudos to her. November 11th, so there will be ceremonies at the Cenotaph at 11, of course, but I believe there's going to be some other stuff just around 10:30. Our firefighters will be there. Our first responders, OPP, will be there to honor our veterans. And we do have a wreath on behalf of the municipality. I encourage all, if you're around, to attend it. It's on a Saturday, so unfortunately it's not a school day, so we won't see those kids, the wonderful kids coming down to honor our veterans. And perhaps, you never know, the parents will bring them to it. One last thing, yesterday, one of our seasonal resident contacted me, and she is a volunteer with an organization called Global Medic. And Global Medic supplies food for in areas of disaster. So they did a lot of work with Ukraine when the war started there. However, their mandate has changed. And now they realize that Canada has a severe problem with people needing food and being able to access food. And during our discussions, I told her that, we were serving, well, now we're averaging 95 to over 100 families a month, and that it's not getting any better, and that our funding was cut by $45,000 for this coming year. And it makes a huge hole in the amount of food that we can give out or gift certificates to the people. So she offered to reach out to Global Medic and see if we can form some sort of partnership. And so I'm just waiting to hear. They're interested in servicing areas that are rural and do not have access to large cities. Like it takes an hour to get to Sudbury or Sturgeon Falls. And many of our clients do not have vehicles. And if they do, and the cost of gas is just outrageous. So it's not affordable for them to go shop the sales. And so I'm hoping within the next couple of weeks, we get a positive outcome with that, and we can form a brand new partnership and be less dependent on our funding agency. So fingers crossed on that one. And that's all I have to report.
Thank you, Mayor Pejot. Councillor Dean.
Well, I don't want to really reiterate what Willie said, but the water is coming up for sure, and it's going to come more. The inflows in the lake are more than they are getting out, and so they're going to open up more. We're on Dry Pine Bay, we're still about 18 inches or more away from flood level, so we'll probably see that much more water before they're done, unless the situation changes weather-wise. But it doesn't seem likely that looking in the future. But they're not getting the lake down at all. They're just the inflows are just about as much as the outflows, so they've got to increase. And I guess we'll hear more of that. But otherwise, I don't really have much of anything else to comment on. Not of any value anyway.
Thank you, Councillor Dean. Councillor Dave?
I don't have nothing to add. Thank you.
Okay, just maybe say that the library is home to hosting the second round of dance lessons. I guess the first, part, they had enough registration. And, so they've opened up for a second bout, another 8 weeks, I believe. So, that's interesting to see that, the libraries, participating and giving them space so that some of our young children can do some dance lessons in town instead of going to Sudbury. So that was nice to see that. Again, Remembrance Day, and the holiday train is coming November 29th at 7 p.m. in Rudder. So again, the Christmas baskets, spoke with Dennis, this week, and they will be out there collecting canned goods. And, Jason, and we'll be doing the hot chocolate, and again, hopefully reaching out to the firemen for volunteering for traffic and helping out with the lights and that kind of stuff. So something to look forward to, and that's about it. Does staff have anything to say? No? Okay, we're good. So I believe now we're gonna go into closed session. So, we'll be back.
No, you need a resolution.
Oh, I need a resolution. I need a mover and a seconder. So Counselor Will and Counselor Bob.
Be it resolved that the meeting be closed as authorized in the municipal act pursuant to section 239(22)D, labor relations or employee negotiations with respect to human resource matter.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, we'll see you in a few. All right, so we are back. I guess we forgot to mention a while ago that the Sudbury East Chamber of Commerce Awards Gala is happening this weekend in Killarney. So a lot of our businesses were nominated. So it'll be nice to see who wins one of the 7 categories that are out there. We need a resolution to come back into meeting, right? So I need a mover and a seconder, Counselor Dave and Counselor Roger.
Be it resolved that the open session reconvenes at 8:33 PM.
All right, so now we need a resolution to adopt the confirmation bylaw. Counselor Dean and Counselor Roger.
Be it resolved that bylaw 2023-57 being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of council of the municipality of French River at a meeting held on November 1st, 2023 be read a first, second, third time and finally passed.
All in favor? And a resolution to adjourn. Counselor Dave and Counselor Bob.
Be it resolved that the meeting be adjourned at 8:33 PM.
Thank you all for watching. All in favor? Aye. Have a good night.